Alright, this is your blind techno geek that explores iOS and Android and other forms of tech, and here we have my Galaxy tab. Now I showed this to you on my What's on my tablet, and it does come with a keyboard case. I do want to tell you that in this particular case, this is an A-Tab 2019 8.0, and honestly, if I were to be totally honest with you, I believe my Kindle 8.0 from 2020 is actually faster than this tablet. So in everyday usage, it's slow as absolute molasses. So I turned it mostly into a gaming device, and then I stopped using it because I bought the Kindle. Am I on
Google search.
backwards? Okay, you've got your typical
Google search.
here.
Google search. Voice search. Weather. Current location. The wrong. Update weather button. Calculator. Clock. Galaxy Store. Play Store. Google folder.
Two app stores, the Galaxy Store and the Play Store.
Page 1 of 2. Default page out. Page 2 of 2. My files. Gallery.
This is in the dock.
Camera. Calendar. Apps. Navigation.
Okay, now
Button.
on Galaxy devices, there's a trick to get to the app screen, and that's swipe up with 2 fingers. So I'm doing that.
App screen page 1 of 3. Home button. One UI home search. More options but Google folder. Samsung folder.
So you've got your Google folder, which has your typical Google apps in it.
Samsung. Add apps to folder button. Select folder
I
color.
think this is the
button.
Samsung app.
Chrome.
Oh no, there's Google.
Double tap to activate.
It
Double
is
tap
Google.
and
It
hold
said
to long press actions
Samsung for
available.
some
Use
reason.
tab with 3 fingers to view.
Maybe it's because my notifications are coming in. You've got Chrome,
Gmail, 10
Gmail of course, which I now
Gmail.
use over
Google.
Samsung email, Google,
Double tap tap. Maps.
Maps, which is Google
YouTube.
Maps, YouTube.
Navigation bar. Accessibility button. Back button.
Let me go ahead and hit that back button
App
here.
screen page 1. Home button. One UI home Sam. 7 little words. Samsung.
Oh,
Folder.
this tablet drives me
Double tap to activate. Double tap
nuts.
and hold to long press action. Folder opened. Page 1 of 1. Add apps to folder button. Select folder color.
This is the
close
Samsung
button.
folder.
Galaxy Store.
Galaxy Store, of
Double tap to
course.
activate. My files.
My Files, which
Double
is
tap to activate. Double
Samsung's
tap and hold to long press
file
actions available. Use tab with 3
manager.
fingers. Navigation bar. Accessibility.
Oh, come on, please.
One UI home. My Galaxy Store.
Don't do this.
My file. Navigation bar.
Oh, wow.
Accessibility. But back.
That's
button.
the only 2 apps here,
Double
because
tap to activate.
Samsung email I deleted because it wouldn't let me in. Wouldn't let me into my
Screen page 1 of
Gmail.
3.
So I just started using the
Home
Gmail app and
button.
that was it.
One UI home Samsung folder. 7 little Android. 7 little words.
Yep, I've got 7 little words on
Double tap to
here and
activate.
they've
Double tap and
updated
hold to
it.
long press
So
actions
maybe I'll
available.
show
Use
you the
tab with 3
updated
fingers
version
to
one
view.
of these days.
Android Central.
Android Central, of
Double tap to
course,
activate.
Android
Double tap
News
and
and
hold to long
stuff.
press action. Apple Music.
Apple Music.
Double tap to activate.
This
Double tap and
tablet,
long press
one of
actions
the
available.
biggest
Use tab with 3
purposes
fingers
that
to
I
view.
ended up using it
Google
for
account alert
when I
sign.
first got it
Audible.
was an iPod. I
Double tap
used
to
it
activate.
as an
Double tap and hold to
iPod.
long press actions
And I
available.
used
Use
it
tab with
to
3
listen to
fingers to
Audible
view.
books at one time.
Blindy match.
But I didn't feel like paying for the
Double tap to
subscription.
activate. Double tap and hold to long press
Blindy
actions
Match
available. Use
I
tab with 3 fingers
described,
to
I
view.
believe, in another What's on My video. It might have been the Pixel, actually. It's that game that's sort of like Mancala, only it's actually like
System
accessible.
status connecting. Calculator.
Calculator,
Double tap. Calendar.
calendar, of course.
Camera.
Camera,
Choice games.
choice games, which
Double
is
tap to activate. Double
Delight
tap and hold to long
Games,
press actions available. Use tab with
not
3 fingers
choice
to view.
of games.
Choice of games.
I do have choice of games
Double
on
tap to
here,
activate. Double tap and hold to long
which of
press
course I
actions available. Use
described
tab
as
with 3 fingers to
both
view.
of these are text-based game hubs where you get to
Clock.
choose your story and how the
Double
story
tap to activate.
goes.
Choice of game. Clock.
Clock, of course.
Contacts.
Contacts, of course.
Crafting Kingdom.
Crafting Kingdom, of
Double tap to
course. I
activate.
did
Double tap and hold to
actually
long press actions available. Use
describe
tab with
this
3 fingers to
game
view.
on another video. I think that was also on my What's on My
Email anchor.
Pixel.
Take a look and
Shh,
see.
shh, shh. Nope, nope,
Contacts.
nope, nope, nope. I don't want you to
Email
splurt out my
anchor.
business. Shh, shh.
Crafting Kingdom.
Um,
Double tap
Crafting
to activate.
Kingdom
Double
is a
tap and hold
game
to
where
long
you
press
get to
actions
craft
available. Use
stuff
tab with 3 fingers to view.
and build your palace. And honestly, I prefer the Android version because it sends notifications, whereas the iOS version does not.
Dice World.
Dice World I have on
Double tap
here.
tap. Discord.
Slow as molasses.
Double tap to
Discord I
activate.
have on
Double tap
here,
and hold to long press
which is
actions
of course
available.
another
Use tab with 3
chat
fingers to view.
app for gamers.
Docs.
Docs I
Double
have
tap
on
to activate.
here.
Drive
Google
2
Docs,
notifications.
which is,
Drive.
and then Google Drive,
Double
of
tap.
course.
Duo.
Google Duo
Double
also,
tap to activate. Double
which
tap
is
and hold to
basically
long press
Google's
actions available. Use
FaceTime,
tab.
if you will.
Easy Reader.
Easy Reader,
Double
come
tap to
on,
activate. Double
British
tap and hold
voice,
to long
pronounce
press
it
actions
correctly.
available. Use tab with 3
It's
fingers
kind
to
of
view.
like the Kindle app. It's made by Dolphin. I think it reads like EPUB books. It reads Bookshare books. It reads, I don't remember the other things. It's just been a while since I've actually used it. I don't know why I still have it on here.
Facebook.
Facebook
Double
is
tap to activate. Double tap and
self-explanatory.
hold. Galactic Colonies.
Galactic Colonies.
Double
My
tap to
absolute
activate. Double tap
favorite
and hold to long press actions available. Use tab
tablets
with
to
3
play
fingers
it
to
on
view.
was this, except that sometimes it would not load. So I have yet to try it on the new Kindle. I'm a little scared to play it on the new Kindle, but I'm hoping it works because Crafting Kingdom actually works.
Gallery.
Gallery,
Double tap to
which
activate.
is
Double tap and hold
photos
to long
by
press actions
Samsung,
available. Use tab
basically.
with Google One.
Google
Double
One
tap to activate. Double
is
tap and hold to
the
long press actions
Forms app
available. Use
that
tab
I
with 3
use
fingers to view.
in the Google Trusted Tester program.
Page 1 of 3. Out of page. Page 2 of 3.
In page 2 of 3, let's see what else this Slowpoke has on it.
Lift. Kindle. HMS Oracle. More options button. Google Pay in pager.
Google Pay is
Double tap to
self-explanatory.
activate. HMS Foraker.
HMS
Double
Foraker
tap to activate.
is
Double tap and hold to long press actions
one of the
available. Use
Choice
tab
of
with 3
games,
fingers to view.
actually. It's a sequel to Choice of Broadsides, which I described on my What's on My Pixel movie. But it's set at a much, much later date, like 300 years later.
Home Quest.
Home Quest I
Double tap to
described in
activate.
What's
Double
on
tap
My
and hold to long
iPad.
press actions available. Use tab with 3
And
fingers to view.
that's actually like a game where you're in the middle of nowhere. And you get to build your home, you get to craft items. But then you have to go to war, because the friendly tribe turns out to be the evil tribe. They steal your stuff. So yeah, you end up at war with them.
Hosted games.
Hosted Games is
Double
another
tap
one
to
of those
activate. Double tap
text-based
and hold
game
to long press
hubs
actions
that
available.
I
Use
also
tab with 3
described in
fingers
What's
to
on
view.
My iPad. I like to keep a lot of these text-based ones on my Kindle as well as my iPad. I don't know why I keep them on my Galaxy Tab. It's just the iPad and the Kindle read them better because of the quality voices that they have on them.
Keep Notes.
Keep Notes is Google
Double tap
Keep.
to Kindle.
Kindle, of course, is
Double
the
tap to
Kindle
activate.
app for
Double tap and
books.
Live Transcribe.
Live Transcribe is an
Double tap to activate.
accessibility
Double tap and
feature, I'm
hold to long
pretty
press
sure, for
actions
the deaf
available. Use tab with
that
3
Google
fingers
has
to view.
built in.
Lookout.
Lookout?
Double tap to Messenger.
Which Lookout is
Lookout.
this? This
Double
might
tap to
be
activate.
Google
Double tap and
Lookout.
hold to
This
long.
might, let's see, I'm curious now.
Portrait. Back. But. Lookout. Loading 3 period. Lookout not checked. Show password. But. Password.
I think this is the
3641. Sign up to
spyware
protect your
app
device
here.
and
Yep,
receive
it
security
is the
alerts.
spyware app. I don't have Google Lookout on this
Navigate.
thing.
Back. Button.
Going back.
One UI Home. Prime Video. Capital P.
Now you know why I use apps like
Other.
Voicey.
Home screen page.
Let's go
2.
back
Alt
into
page.
landscape orientation,
pager.
please.
Search.
Okay.
Web. Current locate. Update. Calculator.
And
screen
back
page
to the
Perceptron.
app screen.
Photos. Orange Tree.
Where were we?
OneDrive. Messenger. Lookout. Messenger.
Messenger
Double
self-explanatory.
tap to OneDrive.
OneDrive is, of course,
Double tap to
Microsoft's
activate. Double tap
OneDrive.
and hold to long
I
press
plan on
actions available.
downloading
Use
some
tab with 3
files into
fingers to view.
OneDrive so I can put them on my MP3 player. Some of the stuff that I've created that I want to put on my Benji T6.
Orange Tree.
Orange Tree
Double tap
is
to
a game where
activate.
you
Double
just
tap and
get
hold
to
to long press actions
water your
available.
orange
Use tab
tree
with
and
3
see
fingers
how
to
it
view.
grows and how many oranges you can get, and then you can purchase all this nice stuff for your house.
Perceptron.
Because
Double tap to
whenever
activate.
you
Double tap and
sell
hold to long
orange
press actions
juice,
available. Use tab with
you
3
make
fingers to
money.
view.
Perceptron I described in What's on My iPad. It is an idle game where you get to build a neuro engine. You're playing as a student who is off for the summer and wants to do something, I guess, fun. And it doesn't send you notifications even when the tasks that are 5 hours long are done. So obviously I had sent some feedback to the developer. I haven't gotten a response.
Photos.
Photos is Google
Double tap to
Photos.
activate. Double tap and
And
hold to long
to
press
be
actions
honest,
available. Use tab with
I
3
feel
fingers
like
to
it's a
view.
lot more organized than Samsung Photos.
Play games.
Play Games
Double tap to
is
activate. Double tap and
absolutely
hold to long press actions available. Use tab with 3 fingers to
Google's
view.
version of the Game Center.
Play music.
Play Music.
Double tap. Play Store.
I don't know why Play Music is
Double
on
tap to
here. It was
activate. Double tap.
discontinued.
Play Play Store.
Play Store is self-explanatory. It's our app store for Google.
Podcasts.
Podcasts.
Double tap
I
activate.
think this
Double
is
tap and hold
Google's
to long press
podcast
actions
app.
available. Use tab. Prime Video.
Prime Video is
Double tap activate.
self-explanatory.
Samsung Cloud.
Samsung Cloud
Double
is
tap
self-explanatory.
activate.
It's
Double tap and hold to
basically
long
kind
press
of
actions available. Use
Samsung's
tab with
version
three fingers
of
to
the
view.
cloud. Like, you know, you've got iCloud for Apple. You have Google Drive for Google.
Samsung Kids.
Samsung
Double tap
Kids
activate.
is
Double tap and hold to long press actions
self-explanatory.
available. Use
I
tab with
think
three fingers to
basically
view.
what you can do is download like movies and maybe games and stuff for kids if you want to make this a kids tablet. And this, obviously, being as slow and cheaper as it is, it would definitely make a good kids tablet for just watching content.
Samsung Notes.
Samsung Notes
Double tap activate.
is
Double tap and hold to long
self-explanatory.
Seed Ship.
Seed Ship I
Double tap
described
activate. Double
in
tap
What's
and
on
hold
My
to long press actions
iPad.
available. Use
And that's
tab
this
with three
game where
fingers
you
to
get
view.
to play as an AI on a seed-shaped spaceship. And you're trying to find a inhabitable planet for all of the rest of mankind that was not destroyed along with the Earth. So it's actually kind of fun when you're bored and you're on a car trip.
Serenia.
It's text-based, by the way.
Double tap to activate.
Serenia
Double tap and hold to
is
long
another
press actions
text-based
available. Use
game.
tab with
We
three
were
fingers to
fighting
view.
battles and stuff like that. But it stresses me out, to be honest, so I barely play it. I don't know why I still have it on here. It's just a lot of times I don't bother cleaning up my apps on my non-main devices.
Settings.
Settings I
Double
have,
tap to activate.
of
Double tap and hold
course,
to long press
because
actions
every
available. Use
device
tab
has a
with three fingers to
settings
view.
menu.
Sheets.
Sheets is Google Sheets.
Page 1 of 3. Out of pager.
And I think that's more,
Double tap to
I don't know if it's like a
page 2 of 3.
PowerPoint type
Page 3 of
deal. But I don't use it anyway, so.
navigation bar accessible. One UI home Skype in page. More options but Skype
Yes, I
in
do have
pager.
Skype here.
Slides.
Slides is
Double tap to activate.
Google
Double
Slides. I
tap
think
and
that's
hold
for
to long
like,
press actions available. Use tab with three
it's
fingers
like,
to view.
oh no, this one's more like PowerPoint. I think Sheets is more like an Excel type thing from Google.
Solve outbreak.
Solve the outbreak.
Double tap to activate.
Guys,
Double tap
this
and
is
hold to long press
accessible
actions
on
available. Use tab
iPad,
with three fingers
but
to
I
view.
solved it on my iPad, which is why I don't have it anymore on there. But trying it out on Android, I was very disappointed to learn that it's not voiceover friendly on the iPad. It's not talkback. It's not talkback friendly.
Sonar Islands.
Sonar Islands is another
Double
one of
tap
my
to activate.
favorite
Double tap and
games,
hold to long press actions available. Use tab with three fingers to view.
where you're on different islands and have to avoid dangerous things, or in some cases you get to fight against certain dangerous things, like on the Funfair Island where you get to shoot toys that are coming after you, and on the Machine Hall Island where I think you're having to fight robots, if I remember correctly.
Telegram. 8 notifications.
Telegram, of course, is
Telegram.
self-explanatory. It's another
Double tap to
WhatsApp
activate. Double tap and hold to long
alternative
press actions
that has to
available.
do
Use
with
tab with three
security.
fingers. Torn.
Torn
Double
is
tap to
that
activate. Double
crime
tap and hold to
game
long
that
press
I
actions available. Use tab with
described
three
in What's
fingers to
on My
view.
iPhone. Basically, you play as a criminal in this city that was literally torn from Texas and seceded from the Union because crime was so bad. But you get to do decent things too, like you get to find a job in the game, you get to get married in the game. You know, it's almost like a life simulator only with crime element added. It's fun, guys. It
Page
is
1 of
fun.
3.
And
Out of pager.
honestly, I can play that both on
Double tap
iOS
to
and
activate.
Android. I even have it on my Kindle, for crying out loud.
Page
And I
2 of
hope that
3.
they make a version for the blind shell
Double
because,
tap to
oh my
activate.
gosh,
Page 3 of
this
3.
game
Current
is
page is lost.
awesome.
Telegram.
I believe Torn is
Page
actually
3
the
of 3.
last item on here.
Telegram. Torn.
All right. So
Double tap
that's
to
all
activate.
for
Double
today,
tap and hold to long
folks.
press actions available.
See
Use
you
tab with
later,
three fingers to view.
Techno Gators.